Hey everybody, this is Nate. You're watching WASD20, and today I'm going to be talking about the D&D 5th edition Dungeon Masters screen, which I just picked up. I've been calling my local game shop for quite a few days now, trying to see if they have it, because they're a Wizards Play store, but they didn't have it, so I finally pulled the trigger and ordered it on Amazon. It cost me about $10, but at your local game store it'll cost you about $15. So let's open it up and take a look, and I'll give you my thoughts. So when you open this thing up, you find that it has this nice poster here that it's wrapped in, and I probably won't use the poster so much, but I do like that it comes in this kind of paper sleeve because it gives a nice consistent look along with the other books. You can put it on your bookshelf and it just blends in and fits with your collection nicely for 5th edition. The screen itself is in landscape here. It's not in portrait. In other words, it's a little bit shorter than some DM screens, but I really like them that way. That's one of the reasons I never bought the Pathfinder DM screen, actually, is because I didn't like the height of it. It was too tall. We'll take a look at the outside first here. The art on the outside is really nice. I like it a lot. And you know, it just gives your players something really cool to look at. And it's got this very classic, iconic D&D feel with the red dragon, a bunch of kobolds, and you know, you've got the treasure hoard here with the dragon, of course, and then you've got your adventurers facing down the dragon and the kobolds. And yeah, I just think it evokes that very kind of typical D&D flavor, and if you're looking to give your players kind of that sense of adventure, I think that the art here does that quite well. Now for the insides of the screen here. The first panel here is dedicated to NPCs, NPC characteristics, NPC ideals, bonds, flaws, and a name generator. And I've tried a couple rolls with a name generator, and I think it works pretty well and makes things that are, well, they're believable names, right? You've also got some art here, and this is an interesting choice. You know, if we just compare this with, or contrast it with my old homemade DM screen for Pathfinder, you know, this one, which I've put various pieces of art on the outside at various times, but never really found one that I was satisfied with. But the insides here, you know, it's very kind of efficient use of space for rules and guides and tables, right? So, you know, just hyper efficient. And this is just one I printed off that someone had made. And yeah, that's kind of the style of that one. You contrast it with this, which, you know, this one is just much more about the feel of it and the style of it, and is less concerned with trying to fit every possible thing that they can. So you've got some art. And I was a little bit torn about that at first, but I've come down on the side thinking that I really do like it. I like, you know, as a DM, that I have something to look at too. And yep, it's just kind of cool, I think. Maybe once I'm playing with it more, I'll realize, oh, it would have been so nice if we had this one thing here, but instead they had to put this art here. I don't think that's going to happen. And, you know, I can always look in the book, or hey, I can even stick a sticky note over the art if there's something that I really feel that I need there. So, conditions. I do think that, you know, there's just too much space for the conditions here. I don't think it needs to take up a panel and a half, personally. Maybe we could have done without some of the art, and or just condensed this all. I just think it's not a very efficient use of space, and there are some other things I can think of that it would be nice to have there instead of the conditions. So after the conditions, which, you know, these just kind of give you the basics, and there is more detail in the player's handbook. And by the way, all this art is also from the player's handbook. This is from the appendix section where the conditions, and I do like that art style. It is pretty cool, that kind of pencil sketch feel. But moving on here to some of the other panels, here we've got setting a DC. Now, whereas my Pathfinder DM screen has like individual skills, so, you know, knowledge checks, perception checks, and what exactly each role would mean for each skill, this one just has a general guide here that's you know, very easy, moderate, etc. And so, you know, they simplified it, and I don't think that's such a bad thing. I think it's good to kind of keep it simple. Then you've got cover here. obscured areas, light, different sources of light, and how long they last and how far they go. Skills and associated abilities. I think I'm going to find this pretty handy, as I'm still not totally comfortable with the Pathfinder skill system personally. Then we've got travel pace here, encounter distance, and we've got damage by level and severity. That's kind of an interesting one. And then we've got something happens. This is kind of cool. So you come to kind of a standstill where your party's just kind of dragging their feet and maybe things are taking a little longer than you hope. Well, make something happen. So you roll your d20 and the sun comes out. Okay, that's not a very dramatic one. 11. Someone gets angry, okay? Or the lights go out. A storm begins. A screech pierces the air. So these are things that most of them, at least, I don't know about the sun coming out, can kind of shake things up a bit and maybe get your players moving. Then we've got quick finds. So maybe your players are searching through a desk and you want them to find something. So you roll an 8 and they find a map. All right, and you can make up some location for that map or whatever. Or you've got a pickpocket, which I have one of those, a kleptomaniac in a game I'm running, and you can roll and see. Whoops, that's not a d12. Well, you found some food. All right, you found some peanuts. Congratulations. All right, you got some art here. This is the Tarask. So yeah, it is really cool art, and I'm kind of torn on it, but overall I'm thinking that yeah, I like it. It'll be good. I'm noticing here that there is some kind of, if the light catches it right, it looks like there's some bubbles in the laminate. You can kind of see it right there maybe, just a little bit. But pretty minor. And overall, this thing is pretty durable and thick, and some good thick cardboard. I don't think it's going to have any trouble being durable for quite a while. So I think a lot of your thoughts on the DM screen are going to come down to why you're buying it. What is your purpose? Why do you want a DM screen? Okay, so the thing protects your notes, and players can't see your notes. That's a no-brainer. It's going to do that just fine. It is going to give your players something to look at, and I think, again, that's something I'm looking for in a DM screen. I want something with some cool art, and I think this fits the bill, definitely. And then lastly, I think that sometimes you want a DM screen as a tool for the DM to look at, so they don't have to keep looking in the player's handbook for things. And that's clearly not the emphasis here. They could have used space more efficiently, but they're going for the look. They're going for the feel of it, and I can kind of appreciate that. Ultimately, are there some things that I would have liked to have that aren't here? Yeah, but I wanted to pick it up. I think it's worth the $10 I paid for it. Well worth it. I'm going to be running 5th edition, hopefully for a couple years now at least, and this is the DM screen for 5th edition. So I picked it up, and I think it's going to be a good tool for me to use and going to do what I want it to do. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions about the DM screen, or if you have it yourself and you have some other thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. Just leave them in the comments below. And yeah, thanks for joining me, everybody. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.